How does Infobip help these organizations? By providing a reliable, consistent messaging platform. In many instances, there is crisis situations going on. So we need to have the confidence of knowing that this messaging is going to deliver with consistency. So I'm Mike Cantrell, and first of all, I'm a believer, and my faith guides my life and my decisions. I've been married to my wife Jane for 30 years now. We have 4 children and a set of triplets, and that season of my life was a challenge, to say the least. So now I have 5 grandchildren, and they all live within 10 minutes of me, and it's just a wonderful season of my life that I get to have friendship with my kids. Now, business-wise, I'm the founder of Powered by Text, but previously, our commercial brand was Solutions by Text. And I manage the company as a managing partner, all aspects of the business, but I've been surrounded with so many talented people now in the business that I have the privilege to do what I enjoy the most, and that is to work directly with the customers, understanding what their opportunities are and solutioning that together with them. Our mission is to connect people to organizations and brands so that they can discover the amazing services and resources that they have that makes an impact for the greater good in the communities that we serve. The evolution of messaging in the nonprofit space, primarily it's adoption, right? They're very much behind utilization compared to commercially, but there's been an awakening and they're experiencing the success and efficiencies of messaging. So the evolution at this time over the next 2 to 3 years is just going to be adoption. But then beyond that, messaging can be a very personal experience, and to take it beyond broad communication, awareness, announcements, notification to a larger audience that's following or engaging an organization, it's the foundational service of the organization to the individual and their ability to communicate with that individual or to communicate with that organization by text. Empowering these support centers so that people can connect in their time of need with someone who is prepared and willing to help them with what it is that they're facing. That's where it's evolving to. I would say the greatest change or expectation is the immediacy of gathering the information that they're looking for, whether that's to understand what the organization's all about or to participate. And they want to consume this understanding content on their own schedule. That's their demand, and I'm seeing the nonprofit world has identified that, and they have begun to accommodate that. For churches and ministries and nonprofits, this messaging channel is the newest ingredient in a communication recipe for them. What they're realizing, because our role in the partnership is to encourage them to measure the effectiveness of the channel, the different channels of communication. And now what they're seeing is the consumer is reinforcing their preference for messaging. But now when you combine the basic capabilities of SMS with trackable URLs, so you can see that they're reading and participating in the organization's mission and communication, now we're seeing MMS is impacting that even more, because in many instances, Like with Christian radio, you're bringing these voices, these DJs on air to life. With MMS, they're providing encouragement and call to action in the message that's driving even higher click rates. So the MMS also in many instances is it's a teaser or an encouragement to the long form content that's underneath the URL. And in many instances, it might be a call to action to participation, registration, or even enrollment in an activity or an opportunity that organization is providing. It's absolutely moving the needle. There are several common use cases. We have a blueprint that we teach our customers on not necessarily what to do, but to do it in the right order, and then how to do it. There's a science to how you're communicating in the faith-based church and nonprofit space. And one of the primary use cases is, first of all, to connect communities to the organization and then foster smaller communities within these organizations. They call them small groups or even life groups. And this is how they discover the larger community and then find their people, their smaller communities. And then when a person shows interest in the organization and they're participating or they're consuming content, it's the text message reminders that keep them on track and on pace with the content that they're working their way through. Many of these are a variety of video series, and once you engage that series, it's just a friendly reminder to continue to participate. And then from there, when individuals are blessed by their participation, then there's an opportunity and a desire to pay it forward so the next person can experience the blessing as well. So now these invitations by text to participate that way financially, well, it just works marvelously. One of our amazing partners, their founder experienced a tremendous amount of success in the construction and rehabilitation industry. And now as a result, they've created a ministry that supports that. And what they do is they intentionally come in behind these disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and so forth. They use texting to get the word out and organize their volunteers, and they have thousands of volunteers. And sometimes these disasters are, they know they're coming, so they can mobilize quickly and be prepared to come in behind them, or they can respond very quickly. And then they mobilize and come in behind these situations. And the first thing they do is they organize mass feeding. And then they begin to serve those communities and clean up these communities. And in many instances, they even rebuild houses. And they just serve those communities. And the way that they have used texting to more efficiently execute the model that I've described to you has just moved the needle. And then on the backside, we've taught them, be very intentional when you're at these events to capture the essence of what you're accomplishing by video. What we've realized is the average consumer has conditioned themselves to read all their text messages. We know that. But now we've become short video junkies almost, right? And now to capture the essence of the impact of that organization on the communities that they're serving in a time of crisis, right? And then using MMS to connect to a longer form video to those that are financially supporting the ministry so they can experience for themselves the impact of what they have dedicated some of their resources and funds to. And man, does it work. The balance between automation and technology and the human element. Because the nature of nonprofits is so personal in many instances, you don't want to compromise that, but you want to improve on it, and you can. Because in many instances, As we well know with messaging, you can build business rules and criteria so that when they meet specific criteria, they automatically get a particular message, right? Could be a notification, could be a reminder, it could be a payment confirmation, donation confirmation. It's endless what you can do there. But the way you marry this together, in my opinion, it is MMS. It's MMS because now you can combine that personal touch with a personalized message, and we've experienced this now. And the content of the messaging is in line with what they're wanting to participate, how they want to participate with that organization. But now what takes it to the next level? It's two-way texting. It's customer support. In many instances, when people are at a time of need, they may not want to talk to you, but they'll text you. And this is how you bring the automation and the efficiencies of messaging together with the personalization of what that organization is all about. How does Infobip help these organizations? By providing a reliable, consistent messaging platform. In many instances, there is crisis situations going on. So we need to have the confidence of knowing that this messaging is going to deliver with consistency. But then beyond that, it's the diversification of the products and services that are available. And I'm always pleased at the way Infobip is advanced in their thinking as far as what's going on in the industry as a whole. It's changing, and we have to accommodate that. Interesting enough with nonprofits, they're just now embracing the basic benefits of messaging. But because of the success that they're experiencing, they're now very receptive to what else the industry and its associated services has to offer. They're ready. They're ready to scale. We chose Infobip, and Infobip chose us, right? Through some of the acquisitions of other messaging partners that we had, Infobip became that all-encompassing solution for us. See, what's interesting about our journey is that we entered the messaging industry in 2007, before there was even full keyboards on the phones. We were early pioneers of messaging, and we were using some of the other aggregator providers that were then acquisitioned or merged with Infobip. So once we realized the breadth and capability of Infobip, there was no other option for us, because we're so fortunate that many of the brands that we're working with, the organizations that we're working with now, they're global. And where primarily a lot of the financial partners and donor base is here in North America, a lot of the good work that's being done is worldwide. And now we're working very closely with Infobip on what WhatsApp integration looks like and other solutions for rest of world. Infobip is, in my opinion, the advanced partner, the only partner when it comes to those initiatives.